Okie dokie, you're back in Backpack Pals. Let's go into some ranked games with a random character and see who I'm going to get today. And it looks like we are playing the Fire Pit Pyromancer, which makes me immediately want to go for a Burning Blade type action. But first of all, we do want to take our brew. We do start off with a little bit of extra max life with Ceramic Life, Piggy Bank for extra monies, with a Garlic, and then we roll. And we could go for a Falcon Blade type situation. That's something we really want. Honestly, yeah, that's something I really do want to go for. Let's grab a wooden sword. Let's go ahead and grab you as well as this too and craft up a burning coal. And we are going to move on with this as a first round. We should have loads of max life, that's for sure. But opponents will have some heals with good old Gooberts, which might be able to outpace us. Because with double weapons, it's going to be really, really awesome. We've got super lucky with Empower. We might be able to win because of that Empower, because it does increase your weapon damage by an extra 1. And hell yeah, it does. Which is fantastic. Now we're going to get ourselves a burning coal, which is even more crazy good because it's going to give us more heats. And we do want to grab this with our storage and give more damage to our broom as well as our wooden sword. The other thing is, I do want to grab this for now as well, but it's not really going to help us out all that much. But I don't really want to speed up our weapons, so our gloves is literally going to do 0 for us. Because we're going to run us another Goobert type situation. But the adventure, they're going to have a little bit extra damage, they're going to have lots of heals, but can we beat them out before that becomes an issue? Maybe, because we've got 4 heats, we are going to be going super speedy once again, but again, the problem is our stamina. Since you know early banana, yeah, we're going to be out of stamina proc again. Which means the increased damage isn't really going to do a whole lot for us, that's for sure, and it's not looking good for us. I might speed it up because we're pretty much going to lose out, are we? It is neck and neck, maybe? Holy moly, I genuinely didn't expect to win out. However, we do get our Hero Sword and we can go for a Falcon Blade. Now we could also go for a Falcon Blade with Slime Time, which is always a lot of fun. Because you go for a bunch of chili Gooberts and you just go for infinite heat stacking Falcon Blade. And you know what? I'm going to go for it. And that's our chili, which is even more amazing, as well as a banana. The only thing is we need to find some gloves. So I'm going to roll another little goobling and a storage with another piggy bank. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell a broom, and I would like to take another goobling, but I'm going to be greedy and take another piggy bank. Let's go slot this in, and we're going to craft up this goobling. We're going to take both of these in the next rounds, and we're definitely going to move on. We're going to go for a bunch of chili Gooberts with a Falcon Blade, and just go for infinite heat stacking. That should be amazingly awesome. We can take on a turn whip with a banana to go to stack up loads of spikes. We have a tiny bit of damage with a tiny little Hero Sword. But our whole situation is just trying to out-survive our opponents with extra max life, with loads of heals, with heat stacking. It shouldn't be too bad for us, although that's a lot of spikes, giving this an insane amount of damage. Which could be problematic for us, maybe? I mean, they really haven't put a dent in our HP at all. And with fatigue, yeah, it's not looking too bad for us, right? Although, never mind, it could be even one words. Hell yeah. Not bad at all. We get our Gooberts. And we could go for a steel Goobert, which I don't really want, so. We definitely want another Goobling though. We don't want any of those. We really want to take another tiny little Goobling, and we really need to find these gloves. Or chili pepper. Do we keep rolling, or do we just take this bit of storage? I mean, I'm happy to take storage for now, because next round is when we want to be rolling like crazy to find our Hero Sword. So this piggy bank, we got it for the same price. So I might sell it, just go ahead and grab our storage, which honestly isn't too smart, but I think it is still going to be worth doing now. Because this Goobert is going to be phenomenal for us. I'm not going to craft up another Goobert just yet. I'm happy enough rocking on with this sort of situation. But we're going to be speeding up our gloves on our chili so we can try to get more heats. We can be able to get 6 heat pretty darn fast, cleanse that coals, our poison that's stacked up onto us with a little burning coal, which is really, really awesome. And then once we get to 10 heat, this chili is going to start cleansing those debuffs. So on all, our build is going to be smashing out this Reaper, although the stinky toothpick is kind of scary because we're going to take more and more damage. Especially to our poison. And we don't really have a way to cleanse any more poison. But again, we've got lots of heat, which means our slime time is going to be going faster and faster. As well as our Gooberts and the rest of our food items. And again, we're just out-surviving opponents. Slime time is crazy strong early on. And we could also go for a flame up with a bunch of Gooberts. Yeah, I'm not going to be going for that. We want to roll like crazy to find ourselves a pair of gloves. Now this would also be phenomenal, but we're going to go for this Falcon Blade most of all. An extra flame, another chili. I mean, grabbing an extra, we still could try to go for Rainbow Goobert. As much as I want this Goobert, I'm going to leave it behind because again, we need these gloves. I said we need these gloves. I'm actually going to waste more golds, and holy moly. Are we in a little bit of trouble right now? Yeah, we're in a lot of trouble right now. I'm not going to lie, I was expecting to find a pair of gloves. Yeah. But we got ourselves Chili Goobert, which will be healing us for a little bit more than our previous Gooberts. It's going to stack up our heat much faster for us. So we should be able to go infinite heat stacking. 1,000,000%. Then we could also go for Burning Blade with a bunch of Chili Gooberts, which would give us a lot of scaling damage as well. But the Falcon Blade with Chili Gooberts is a super fun build, so that's exactly what I'm going to go for. The coming beat opponents, they're going to have infinite Vampirism since they're going to have the wands with the Hunger Blade because it's going to stack up regen, then they're going to transform it into Vampirism. So they're going to have lots and lots of life still. So they might still be able to outsurvive us because they scale up max life with the magic for dummies also. They got max life, they got heals. We got 50 heats, which makes our slime time trigger every 0.8 seconds, which will charge up our Chili Gooberts, and this is what I'm talking about. Although, hold on a second, we could still lose, and we barely win. Now, this is a Phoenix. Super early Phoenix as well. Right, let's do it. Let's find a pair of gloves. When we find the gloves, we can go for freaking Staff of Fire if we want to. We can go for Turbo Shelly, which will be nice to add into our builds. The Dragon could also be fantastic. How about we take this for now and keep rolling. Chili Pepper we're going to be taking, and we roll once more. And that's our gloves. Holy moly, we need to grab it. We might say goodbye to our piggy bank and some extra flames here. Because I really needed this round. Like, genuinely need it immediately. So we're going to get a Falcon Blade. We're also going to craft up our next Gooberts. So on all this is going to be really awesome. We're going to get 2 Chili Gooberts at least. And we need to get ourselves the third one. We can also get ourselves 4 Chili Gooberts. If you get 4 Chili Gooberts, that's going to be phenomenal for us. Because we can stack up infinite heat. As well as our Falcon Blade attacking twice, it's going to make our Gooberts go turbo nuts. But our opponent is going to have a lot of heat, especially with the Magic Staff as well. They have potential to scale up a lot of damage. With the cheese, they're scaling up max life and buff as well. But we got 40 heat, which is kind of awesome actually. And with our Chili, we should be able to get more heats and more heals as well. But is it going to be enough to win out? 60 heat is kind of absurd at this point in the game. Even though it is 25 seconds and it's not great to have 60 heat within 25 seconds. It's still kind of crazy for this point of the game. Especially when our main engine is just a slime time with Chili as well as a little tiny hero sword. And it is surviving, which is even more fantastic. And we could also go for Happy Bomb type situation. I mean, genuinely we could, but it kind of negates our whole heat stacking and I don't really like that. The other option is we go for Fatigue on top of everything. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I kind of do want to grab it. Fatigue is not what I really want to go for, but it is going to help us out for now. Especially if we go for some helmets, we stop our opponent from scaling up buffs as well as heals. If we go for Captive Discomforts. I'm also going to sell Flame and I'm contemplating grabbing this too. With Bloody Amulets, we get some Vampirism, an extra bit of max life. Vampirism is going to go a long way with all this heat stacking as well. But this is going to be our next rounds. We're going to speed up our slime time even faster with our Falcon Blade. Our Falcon Blade is going to activate twice on our Chili Gooberts, as well as this Gooberts, and it's going to speed up our Corrupted Crystal, which will inflict fatigue damage every 2 seconds. So maybe I want to go for heat stacking fatigue type situation. Imagine if we stacked up like 5 crystals all around our Falcon Blade. It could be kind of fun, but the problem with fatigue damage is it's flat damage. There's no way to actually increase it without using something like Happy Bomb. Our opponent takes more damage. But again, we're stacking up our heat, which is going to be much better for us. If we get our second Chili Goobert, it's going to be a little bit easier to stack up our heats. And fatigue is chipping out our opponents at double the rate, which is kind of smashing for us. We get our second Chili Gooberts, and the question is, what the hell do we want to go for? I mean, Cryomancer is also phenomenal, because we're going to be stacking up loads of heats. It's going to give us crit chance and crit damage on our Falcon Blade. So I'm probably going to take Cryomancer here. I mean, we could also take Dragon's Nest, which will give us mana and luck. All we need is spikes, and we can instant lamp our Falcon Blade. But it takes up a lot of storage, and I'm not really want to go for dragons. So I'm going to take Frozen Flame today. Speaking of dragons, it's a freaking Ice Dragon. It's also a present too, which is madness. Do we want Ice Dragon? I mean, super speedy Ice Dragon does sound fun, but it's a lot of money. We can also grab this to see what it's going to be. Okay, that's kind of awesome, but at the same time, we don't really use up too much buffs. Are we taking this Ice Dragon? I got it right. Also, what the hell am I not doing not taking this? Because we can get some big blue gemstones on our Falcon Blade and inflict a lot of cold this way. Although we are facing a Cthulhu with 2 chili peppers, this is really, really awesome for our opponent because this guy is going to activate. He's going to stack up the heat with the chili peppers. So they're going to have crazy heat stacking as well. Genuinely. You're also going to have the Dark Lantern, which is going to give invincibility. But again, we're going to stack up loads of cold because every 6 heat you do gain, you inflict that cold. You slow them down, you are cleansing it in the same amount rate as well with the chili peppers. This is going to be a long fight. Who's going to be able to win out? The problem is, his Dark Lantern could give him the advantage because we're going to get invincibility, that's for sure. But again, Fatigue is going to be chipping out our opponent a lot faster than it will be us. But again, we don't really depend on lifesteal all that much, just a small bit. But again, that invincibility just gave him enough to win out. Now, speaking of insane, that's an Artifact Stone Cold. Y'all be gladly taking that. So we can't get our dragon. That's going to be okay. We don't really necessarily need the Amulets of Alchemy. We can speed up our Falcon Blade just a little bit more. I'm going to take this flame though. I'm going to take this flame and we're going to move on. We're going to get our Ice Dragon in the next rounds. I did take this out for now as well, but with Artifact Stone Cold, it gives our Falcon Blade a chance to inflict cold. So this is insane value for us to get, especially on a Frozen Flame. Like genuinely craziness because we're going to inflict a lot of cold. Our opponents will have the Shepherd's Crook, which does resist a lot of colds, unfortunately. But again, we get our heat, we get our colds, everything's looking kind of awesome. Our opponent is going to be inflicting a little bit of colds as well, which could be kind of dicey for us, but we have so much heat that we kind of counteract the colds, which could be much better for us. Now, with the Null Blade, we do remove a lot of buffs, make it a lot harder to get there, but we do manage to get there in the end. Now, the funny thing is, we could take Time Melting if you want to, or we could take Solaris, which scales up our heat even faster, like 20% faster. Is that 20% faster worth it? I mean, maybe. We also start off with 5 extra heat from Time Melting. We can get a helmet so we don't get smashed from this. I think I might actually just take Time Melting. As much as Solaris is kind of awesome here because it will give us way more heat for Frozen Flame to stack up more, but Time Melting is going to be really, really nice, especially with a helmet. I'm still holding on to this dragon like crazy, but let's take our helmet with some extra bit of storage. And we're crafting up this helmet. The Capitalist Comfort. And I'm going to roll again. And it is another little tiny goobling, which I'm going to take with another roll. And I'm going to reduce even more heals with that too. Oh, I'm going to move on once again. No dragon, not ideal. Also not a decided goobert, which is not great. We got kind of screwed a little bit on our storage, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be too bad for us, right? Although this is a Starfire, which is going to have a lot of damage. They're going to stack up heat with this Friendly Fire as well, so this could be kind of dicey. They have so much Prismatic Orbs as well. It's a lot of mana, which means their Starfire is going to be going pretty darn strong as well. But we've got 60 heats, we have a lot of colds, and it's not looking too bad for us. 1,000,000%, hell yeah. Now, I mean, that's another Goobert. Another Goobert. Maybe don't want the Ice Dragon then. But Ice Dragon with Artifacts and Colds would be kind of smashing. Do we rely just on 2 Chili Gooberts instead? I mean, I'm also kind of down for it. Might also sell this as well, because we're not really relying on using up buff. Might sell it. We need 19 gold if we want to grab the Potion Belts, along with our armor, because we're kind of lacking on storage. Might have to sell these flames. Which doesn't feel good, but we can take you now eventually, and we take our dragon. And the next part is, how the hell are we going to fit this in? Well, we could go with something like this. Now, we're not going to get any block from a Frozen Flame, but we should be able to inflict a lot of cold from our Ice Dragon, along with our freaking Artifact Stone Colds. We should be able to get a decent bit of damage reduction, so the block isn't really going to matter as much. We could sell a little Star of Courage to roll again, and that is kind of absurd, isn't it? We can get an even faster Falcon Blade, as well as a wonky Snowman. That's 16 gold though. 16 gold for attacking 40% faster, when we're already going to be going super speedy. I mean, I kind of want to grab it. Am I crazy if I want to grab it? Maybe. Because there's other gemstones. Like if we get ourselves a big old blue gemstone, we can inflict a lot more cold. So you know what? I'm not going to take it. As much as I would love to have the fastest Falcon Blade, even go faster. But between our dragon along with our Artifact Stone Cold, we should be able to inflict a turbo amount of cold, increasing our crit chance and our crit damage on this Falcon Blade, which is going to be phenomenal. The only way that we can scale up damage is our crit damage. from the colds. But we slow down our opponents to infinite slow speed. And yes, not going to be too much of a problem. 40 heats? Hell no, it's not. Not bad at all. But should we take our points and run? Maybe we should. Because our DPS isn't going to be too crazy at 26 DPS. Because just a single Falcon Blade with Ice Dragon, it's not going to be too much damage. However, we do have 30 healing per second, which is not that great. It's not bad at the end of the day. We do have 55 max health gained, and in terms of block, 120 block. But I do think we have something kind of smashing going on. Now, speaking of kind of smashing, Devouring Spear is insane because it gives us a ton of lifesteal. We're going to take the storage first of all. We're going to sell a bunch of these gemstones. We could go for poison. We could speed this up as well. And do we want to grab our Devouring Spear now, or do we take this first of all? We'll probably just take this. I'm not going to lie, because that stops our opponent from scaling up so much max life. We can also increase the speed on our Falcon Blade also. And we should be able to move on. So all we need is those blue gemstones so we can attack through armor, because right now we stop our opponent from healing up so much, as well as some max life stacking. We get a lot more block since we got these snowballs in beside our Frozen Flame as well, so our defenses has stacked up a little bit more as well. Our opponents will have a laboratory, which will give them a huge buff explosion, but we have slowed them down at 2 snail space. I mean, their laboratory bomb still hasn't popped off. At 60 colds, and not bad at all. Hell no. Well, let's take this Devouring Spear. With a fanny pack, we still roll. And the thing is, we could try to lamp as well. And we can also be using these Devouring Spears on our Gooberts, because right now we can get a little bit more block, but these are going to be going so fast that it is kind of worth it. Having it stacked up top, right? Yeah, now we just try to lamp as much as possible. So let's move on. I would like to grab ourselves another helmet though, so we get a bunch of damage reduction, because our opponents is rocking a Holy Spirit. That's going to cleanse all the debuffs, all the cold stacking. It's going to be a lot more difficult to stack up our cold, but we also stack up loads of heat, so maybe not. We're going to be going turbo speeding, and we're going to have loads of vampirism right now, so increasing our survivability by an insane amount. And we do manage to win it once again. Not bad. However, Ice Flower is kind of nuts here. It's also another helmet. As well as another... Yeah, we hit the jackpot. Everything in the shop I do want to buy. First of all, I'm going to take this. So we keep our box of riches going. We sell you, and I do want to take this. Problem is, again, we need mana. We need mana, which we don't really have any right now. So do we want to take the lamp? It will stack up mana for us, which isn't too bad at the end of the day, but we might leave it for now. We also need to grab ourselves this wonky snowman, but the Ice Flower is going to be kind of nice as well. And once we get our next helmet, we go for another Captain's Comforts. We stop our opponent from healing up even more. Our opponent does have a practically large Blood Thorn, which is going to be going pretty darn slow with the gold armor. But they are going to ignore armor quite a bit. We slow them down, stop from hitting. That's going to be a 7-second Blood Thorn. Does hit us once, we've got our heat stacked up, and it's going slower and slower. Actually, it did get a huge buff since it got the Empower, but yeah, it's not going to be close at all. Now, if we had another Chili Gooberts, I'd love to take this. Let's take our helmet. Let's take this too, and I'm not sure if we're going to take the Chili this time around. Add some mana, and we can take an Ice Block. When Shield Armor activates, 30% chance to... Wait, hold on a second, that's Gooberts. So I'm going to sell a Flame, and I'm going to grab this Mana Orb, and I'm going to slot it in here, because that's going to target a Falcon Blade as well. And I don't think we're going to have too much of an issue with it now. I'm going to sell this Gemstone. We do have our box riches in here. I still want to roll, and I'm thinking about grabbing this Undead for Ammo. Because if we get ourselves down to Steel, we just win the game. Potentially. If we get another Ammo Life, we do get more increased healing efficiency, which would be more and more better. We do got quite a bit of coal stacked up onto our opponents. Now, they are rocking Squirrel Archers, which will steal our heats, but they are going to be going so slow that they're not really going to be able to do anything. Hell yeah. Not bad at all. Now, we really want to find one big blue gemstone. But let's take you first of all. I mean, with the Amid Wells, we can trigger our Chili Gooberts, we can trigger our Ice Dragon, we can stack up spikes with this now, so yeah, it's kind of nice actually. Let's go blue gemstone, we'll take. Another tiny little goobling, might as well grab as well, and then we roll again. And that's just more wonky snowmans. I mean, at the end of the day, wonky snowmans is really, really fantastic. But I'm going to sell 2 flames here. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to slightly move this over. We can grab this. And we can move this all out slightly so we can start placing back in some flame. Get some max life back. But now we do have a 25% chance to stack up mana and also inflict a little bit more colds. Not really the cold I was looking for. I'm also going to solid roll once more. And never mind. Let's just take our wonky thumb in the next round. We could also went for Stonehammer, but I would really prefer another Cap Discomforts because our opponent isn't going to have as much time hitting us. We're just going to be going so slow, so I'd rather just negate their buff stacking as well as their heals. We can just beat them out because that's a lot of blind onto us, which is not ideal, decreasing our accuracy by quite a bit, down to 0%, but that's 80 colds. 80 colds, our opponent's not really going to be able to activate anything really. We stack up so much heats that we're going to be going turbo speeding. We're still at 0% accuracy, but yeah, we're going to be winning out. 144 cold is madness. Hell yeah. Now there's another dragon if you want to. Another tiny blue gemstone. Let's take you, let's roll. Coldmare is kind of fantastic. 20% chance to reflect debuffs. Make me really want to take it. I do want to take her storage though. You want to take the Coldmare? After 6 seconds, gain 20% of your buffs up to 20, which just means more and more heat. Yeah, I'm going to grab it. Sell all these, let's take it. I'm also going to sell with Little Goobling to roll once more, and that's a decent bit of storage, which I'm going to sell more flames for. And I'm going to place this in as well, with Little Chip Sapphire. Well, yeah, let's get moving on. Also, this should be placed like so, because that's going to be triggering off her Devouring Spear along with her Ice Dragon. And we should be able to stop our opponent from skilling any max life, 90%, which is madness. That's for sure. Now, our opponent does have the slot, so they get this guy pop off, which is at 50 seconds because we use so much colds that they're not going to stand a single chance. Hell no, they're not. Not bad at all. Now, for this round, all I want to do is find one big blue gemstone worth 16 golds. Never mind, that's another wonky snowman. I mean, I gotta take it because each one is too cold from the very beginning. And you know what, I'm just gonna grab the storage as well, and let's keep rolling. Let's keep it going. One more roll. And maybe we'll settle for this. Actually, maybe we won't even bother taking it. But it would give us super defenses, giving us more block, since we're going to be stacking up so much cold, so it is kind of fantastic to grab it. But if you had one more round, I would gladly take it. Although we could sell you for 3, and then we could sell something else for 4. Maybe we could sell this bag over here, which is 6 golds and 1 flame, and then we can actually get it. You know what? Let's actually do that. Maybe sell this Little Chip Sapphire. Yeah. Then I'm going to actually keep it as a way to deal some fatigue damage, so we do a little bit more damage at the end of the day as well. So not too bad. So this is going to be really, really nice for us to smash out, no problems at all. But is it going to be enough to take on this opponent? Because they got themselves a corrupted armor with a divine paw as well as wing boots, as well as some blessing purities, which will cleanse an insane amount of cold onto us. But we also use our cold mirror to reflect whatever debuffs they do inflict, which is going to be poison, it's going to be colds, and it's going to be awesome because right now we have 56 cold within 6 seconds, and they had a crazy amount of debuff removal anyways. And you do get invincibility to resist some crits. I also didn't place this in our armor because I did want to deal some fatigue damage, which doesn't make sense. We should have definitely put it in our armor because we would have been able to get, honestly, 60 block. Maybe not that great actually. But still, 60 block is actually kind of decent. But that's 90 colds, almost 100, and yeah, it's not going to be close at all. 1,000,000%. This Falcon Blade Goober type situation was amazing, and if we get stronger, if we do get ourselves some big blue gemstones, but the real MVP is this Artifact Stone Cold, giving cold stack into a Falcon Blade, along with our Ice Dragon. But anyways, we did survive with 5 lives left. How much rank points are we going to get with this? We should get a Hateful Points plus 16, or rank us up to 53. Not bad at all. But anyways, stick around, we're going to jump into round 18 fights, and we're going to freeze some other people too. But can we beat out this staff on a killing type situation? We start off with 40 colds. Again, they're going to have less healing, they're going to have no max health gains, and within 5 seconds, they do have 60 cold onto them. We also got 40 heats, which is not bad at all, and it's not going to be too bad, that's for sure. So 120 colds, and hell yeah. Now, can we deal with a big old Buster Blade? I mean, this is going to be going extremely slow at 3.6 seconds. Every bit of cold is going to make it insanely slow, which is going to be down to 6 seconds. Now, during battle rage, it's going to be going super speedy, but again, 50 cold is really, really nice. That's for sure. Our opponent does resist a lot of colds with the Dragon Skin Boots, but we still got even cold stacked up onto him. Now, can we deal with this scary looking King Gubert's Devouring Spirit type situation with this shiny mantle? Maybe. They're gonna have that Holy Spirit, which will cleanse a lot. But again, we're pretty much stopping them from activating their items, which stops them from healing, stops their Devouring Spirits, which are triggering every 3.5 seconds. Whereas triggers every 0.4. Yeah, that's massive for it. Hell yeah.